The G-Men Show 43, Macstockly speaking.
Yeah, it's the GMen Show. Talking fruit, tech, and ego. Hot takes, cold coffee, still hitting every keynote. They roast your phone. No. They roast each other. Tips, rants, one after another. Is that a feature or just a bug? Either way, it gets a shrug. GMen Show. Turn it up. Let the fanboys know. Questions, rants, or a nerdy confession. Call in now. Join the obsession. 703-828-46777. 703-828-4677. Yeah!
And welcome everyone to the G-Men Show. This show is gonna be totally out of control because I'm doing it live. It's live, everybody. Over there on the Facebooks and the tubes of you. I guess there's really not much point in putting the URL anywhere because if you're not here, you're not going to see it.
You're not here.
Yeah. I will work on that. I will consult with the experts who do this on a regular basis, and they will tell me what I'm doing wrong. And I'm sure that there's plenty. Oh, gotta move my camera a little bit. Yeah, because I'm such a professional. There we go. Okay. Well, Macstock 10 has come and gone, and if you didn't go, you really missed out on great all-day speakers and get-togethers and parties at night. It was just wonderful. It was such a good time. And I have not just one, but two people here to talk about Macstock. And we're going to start with David Ginsburg. Hello, David.
Hey.
And so you were at Max, and we're not going to go into details right now, but just generally speaking, you know, Macstock was just so much fun.
Oh, tons of fun. There was a blast.
Yeah. And what have you been doing with yourself since returning from the madness of Macstock?
Oh, work. You know, I got to still pay bills here. So, yeah, I know. You being retired, but yeah, I took time out my day and come join you here, and that's been keeping me busy. But good thing is I'm working from home now, so that makes it a little easier.
Certainly.
But beyond that, that's all I've been doing, and getting ready for a vacation coming up to go see our pal Mr. Gamet in the Denver area.
Oh, sweet!
This coming weekend.
Have him take you to our breakfast spot. Twice I have met Jeff in Denver, or the Denver area, or Longwood, I think it is. Something like that.
Longmount.
Longmount. I knew it was something long. And we always have, it's so much fun to have breakfast with him because things just go completely off the rails. However, you're not the only one here. Yeah. There's one other person. Marty Gensius. Hello, Marty.
I have been tooling around. Tooling around trying to get my microphone to switch on and off because we have thunderstorms and a barking dog.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to try and keep the audio clean for you. Macstock was a gas. What was interesting for me the first night, if there were parties at night, nobody invited me.
There was the big party that Barry had on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
got
of course,
you there.
The David Pogue thing on Friday.
Right.
Yeah. And they were both pretty much parties.
That was fabulous.
Yeah. And then let's see, Wednesday night was your thing, Dave. The 100th episode.
10th anniversary.
10th anniversary. What am I saying? You've gone well past 100. What the hell am I talking about?
33 now.
Yeah, the 10th anniversary of In Touch with iOS.
Yes.
And so it was all good. We had a really good time.
Yeah. The way to tell, the way I knew I was having a good time was when my wife, Aileen, pointed out to me that she knew I was happy to be here, but she went to dinner with us the first night, and there was a whole table of people happy to be there. And she's like, oh, it's not just a unique phenomenon my husband has. It's everybody's happy to be here.
Yeah,
and she enjoyed you guys so much. So
well,
glad to hear.
I tried to tone it down a little bit, but
that's impossible.
no, she still talks about you in small town central Illinois. Guy, every time I say your name. So
well, you say it like in a loving tone, like, oh, Guy. No,
that's creepy.
Yeah, it kind of is.
That's very a little too creepy.
It really kind of is. Okay. Oh, what have I been doing? We've finally got the upstairs fully painted, which means I get to sleep in my regular bed instead of my wife and I cramming into a twin or maybe a full. Which one is bigger, the twin or the full? I can never keep track of
the full.
Okay, well, it's a full then, and so and two cats who've just decided for reasons that even though there's no room for them, they're going to make room for themselves. But that's all done. I'm able to sleep the way I want to sleep. And, I don't have any vacations or anything coming along because I kind of blew my load when I went to Chicago for Macstock. I've got to replenish funds for a little while. Okay. Yeah. I think Macstock kind of took it all out of me. And for those who are wondering, I am still loving my Heil PR35 microphone. And it is just so wonderful. I really, really like it. And on that note, we are going to slide on over to Gaza Snippets.
Gaza Snippets, headlines fly, we just clip it. Bite-sized bars, you won't miss it. Hey, tap in quick, Gaza Snippets, blinking, you get the gist of it.
Yeah, I really need to do a little video like I do with the opening and closing of the show. It's like, okay, here's a video. Bah! I don't know how well that would work. However, moving on over to, and we are, you're in the doldrums of summer when there's really not much to talk. I mean, when you start seeing multiple articles about how Apple is now a $4 trillion company again, you're like, okay, really, nobody has squat to talk about, or the 14th, the 14th in a row article on what someone believes the iPhone Fold is going to look like. It's like, come on. I know you got to fill copy, but work on it. Anyway, under the EU wants equality at someone else's expense category, the EU has ordered Google to give alternative AI services the same access to features in Android that Google's Gemini AI has. They did the same to Apple, which is why some features for iOS 27 won't be available at launch in the EU. Google shipped anyway under the better to ask forgiveness than to seek permission beforehand strategy, and it appears to be working as the EU is allowing it to go on for at least a year until Google or waiting for Google to submit to their DMA restrictions. Marty, what do you think about this?
I kind of hope companies push back on this and, like Apple did, say, well, great, EU, we're not going to be able to get those particular features in iOS 27 for you. So live by the sword, die by the sword. It's interesting that Google just said, oh, we'll just put the product out there. We'll put the things out there. And then hopefully, the EU will not push any harder.
Well, what do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised with Google and what they do. They'll just forgive later, and then of course people start suing them. So, but
that's cost
with the growth of Gemini and where it's going, I am not surprised they keep pushing through this with the AI and Android. I don't know. I mean, we're all iPhone fanboys, so and I can't say any good things about Android, but it's just it's not a good platform. I
Well,
mean,
do
I have
any
a-
of you
I
actually
one.
have an Android phone?
I do. I have
Yeah.
a Pixel 10.
I do.
We both have Pixel 10s, so
Yeah.
which is it's a nice phone. I just God, the interface is just so
Yeah.
rancid. It really
You know,
is.
the biggest problem that I've had with Android phones is that you've kind of got two settings that you have to deal with. You've got the Android settings, and then you have the phone manufacturer's settings, and they don't always work in tandem all that well.
They don't.
And the ability, at least I couldn't find a way to change things the way.
G.
Nice.
It's
a
loading.
G phone. Yeah, I guess I got to get one now.
Goes with the GMen show. G.
It's the GMen Android show. I couldn't get it to do some of the simple things that I wanted to do, like I could on the iPhone. And you know, I don't want to get into the weeds on it, but and mine is old. Mine's like a Galaxy 10 that I bought to try whatever Samsung's desktop version of Android was some 5 to 10 years ago. And right now it's on a Mint account for no real apparent reason, I guess just to keep it active. But and Google, this is kind of the way that they've done things. And Apple kind of gets hit for at least trying to follow the rules. So they're saying, okay, well, you're saying that we have to negotiate this, but we're not going to release this feature set early. So we're going to release iOS 27 for Europe in a version that's different from other parts of the world until we can get it all straightened out with you guys. Whereas Google just goes, ship it. And they do.
Yeah, you forgot the last part of that equation, Dave. After Google does this, eventually a year later when it asks to address the DMA restrictions, it'll just drop the product, which is,
right.
Worked for a year. Now we'll just drop the product. Yeah. I've had both a Samsung and a Pixel phone trying to basically look at fold phones, and I just cannot stand the interface. The interface is a mess to get through, and there's so much that you have to go to. It's gotten really complicated for simple users like myself or new users to the platform to figure it out. And frankly, I don't want to work that hard. So.
Okay. Before we go ahead, Dave, I'm sorry.
No, I said you talked about you're paying for a Mint account. I got lucky. T-Mobile offered free lines on my account, since I have like 9 lines on my account now with family.
Wow, why so many?
And me.
Or never
2
mind.
of them are free.
Don't want to ask.
Yeah, the two of them are free. I don't pay a dime for them, and
okay.
I have my iPhone 17.
Oh, that's right. You've got like multiple phones, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I have it.
I took my Pixel.
I can move around. So
I took my Pixel with 3 months worth of data available from the Mint account with me to Macstock to use as a tethered phone to run the data through there instead of trying to get it through the Wi-Fi at the hotel. Yeah.
I mean, it's okay for hotel Wi-Fi. It's not great, but I get that.
It's typical.
And I'm going to do something just because I can, and I want to try it. So here's a comment from Marty Gensius, I think it is. Yeah. And also one from Stuart. Let's see what he has to say. Comment Marcus B. Okay, I don't quite get that, but sure. Thank you, Stuart.
I think I know who he's talking about.
Oh yeah, he's is that the Marcus that I'm always talking about at the end?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I like him. Let's move on with the snippets. The next one is under the category of it's a bargain at twice the price. Well, Not really. Getting Apple Care for multiple devices individually has increased in cost, while the Apple Care One service has remained at roughly $20 for 3 covered devices. Any device less than 4 years old and in good condition qualifies. Additional devices bring the price up by like $6 each. Now, I'm currently not using this with all the devices that I have because they're all a couple years, especially my MacBook Pro that's, still an M1. But I think the next time I update my laptop to something a little newer, that I may switch everything over to Apple Care, because if I can get my phone, my laptop, and my desktop all covered under Apple Care for $20 a month, that's not bad.
Yeah, it covers 3 devices, but then if you want to add additional ones, it's $5.99 each device. No, I'm pleased to see this, because I'm my M4 iPad Pro. No, that's a solid iPad.
Sure.
I put it on that plan, and then and you can move them around too. If you decide, I don't want to cover this on the one anymore, then you can take that one off and put another one in its place, if you want to make sure to cover whatever you've got. So I've got my M4 Pro Mac Mini, and then all my 3 MacBooks I have are covered, including my Neo, Air, and Pro. But you can add multiple ones. But when I bought them originally, I just bought the plan that you normally would buy, and it gets expensive. It does. So I'm glad to see Apple's doing this. I'm just going to kind of, at first, I know you, Marty, you added it right away, and I don't know how it worked for you on the financial end of it, but it does seem to be a better plan. And you.
Whoop. Let's switch to Marty. Hello, Marty.
Okay. Dave is right. Dave is right. Yeah, I did originally try to price this out on Apple One or Apple Care One, and it saved a buttload of money for me in the process. And I have since added on additional devices at cost. But with this upgrade, what happens is I purchase something new, and it's like, do I really want to put it? Well, yeah, put Apple Care on it in case something happens. It's a new product. And then in many cases, nothing happens. Like, I don't bust my watch. I don't do things with my iPad mini. And so my thinking is I'm going to seriously consider which products I keep on or even add in the future to kind of reduce the cost since this has been upgraded. It's great for, if you have a Vision Pro. I've got 2 Vision Pros, and that's,
that's a big investment.
That doesn't necessarily go into Apple One, but it is, it will cover Apple Care. Apple Vision Pro is eligible for Apple One. So yeah, but a second Apple Vision Pro, I have to add in as a separate device, so I can't have it all covered under Apple One. And I've got multiple laptops and multiple phones and things like that. I just kind of have to decide which ones I'm ready to risk and maybe save some money each month by taking them off.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. You buy a new Apple device now. How long is the standard no-cost warranty?
Ooh, I don't know.
I mean, it should be a year, I would think.
I think it's 3 months, and I also think it's device specific.
Wow, that's disappointing. Because it seems to me like they're kind of trying to steer you into an additional paid-for service if they're only offering a 3-month warranty. I don't know what happened to Dave. Hopefully Chicago still exists. So
Apple devices include a 1-year Apple limited warranty and 90 days of complimentary technical support.
Okay.
Apple Care Plus is optional. You generally have 60 days to purchase a new device. So
you're still showing us gas. Damn it. I didn't think about the 2-way.
It's okay.
Whoop,
This
and
is
there's Dave. All right, I'm going to switch back to the three-way.
Sorry, I froze up.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just realized that when I switched to a two-way, I hadn't changed the name, so it was still saying Gaz. So, Marty was Gaz for about 15 seconds.
Okay.
I guess a to me, 3-month full warranty on something like that's as expensive as an Apple device, that's a little chintzy as far as I'm concerned. Considering how much they cost, it should be a year, and then you can add it on to a warranty after that.
Well, it's 1 year Apple limited warranty, which my guess is it's if the hardware fails. If you do something stupid with it, they're not going to cover that over a year. So you get some coverage for stupid stuff by getting the Apple Care Plus.
Okay, so couldn't they just name it Apple's stupid warranty?
No, it would be you've got the branding all wrong. It should be Apple warranty for smart people
who sometimes do stupid things.
Don't even bring stupid into the equation. Just make people feel like they've got some elite status.
Okay. Yeah, well, I get that. So it's all marketing and branding and all of that good stuff. All right. We're going to move on to the Are You Brave Enough category. Apple has released the public betas for iOS 27, iPadOS 27, and macOS 27. iOS 27 includes Siri AI, or at least what Apple is comfortable enough to allow at this point. No word yet on when that will be passed on to the other public betas. Please keep in mind, these are betas of an unfinished product, so don't put them on your everyday devices unless you're willing to accept the risk that something could go horribly, horribly wrong. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, I say that all the time. Do not put this on your
time.
production device. That's why you can depend on me because I'm crazy and always have to have extra devices to put it on. But yeah, I've been a lot of people out there are actually saying that this actually might be well worthwhile installing it. You got like Marcus Brownlee and Joanna Stern, and many of those content creators are saying that feels very, very solid. I mean, I've been running it on my 17E, and it seems to be running pretty well.
Yeah, I've got it on my 16.
I'm on a developer beta, but it's the same.
I've got a 16 Pro, and I've got it on that, and that is my only iPhone.
Right.
And I jumped on that from the very beginning. And as I was doing it, I kind of had my face in my hand going, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're going to regret this. And I just recently put it on the laptop. I didn't have it on the laptop when I was at Macworld, but I did put it on when the public one came out. So that's Macstock. On that right now. And it's on the iPad as well, the developer beta. What about you, Marty?
Are you kidding me? I did enough MMDA during the 90s that it's sort of, I take the same philosophy. Oh, I'll just try a little. Maybe I'll try some more. I have it on everything. I have the developer betas on everything. And you know what? I'm not running into problems. Now,
I haven't either.
Listeners, viewers, don't do it. Don't do it, because all these dangerous things are going to happen like they did 20 years ago to people, and they hold on to that guilt, and they hold on to that fear for many, many years. The public betas, I think, are a testimony to how well the developer betas played. And that's where the confidences fit in, because there wasn't a lot of issues that popped up with the developer betas on these things, and Apple responded rather quickly to them. So that's why I think there's this newfound confidence in the public betas. Also, people want to get their hands on SAI. And just to know, once you have the public beta, you still have to approve SAI and go in and change that setting. And you also have to wait for your phone to index all that information. So you won't see how connected it is until all that stuff gets indexed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two things. Number one, we're talking about it, putting it on our phones and our devices. However, your mileage may vary. So be very, very careful. And also remember, just because the phone or your Mac will accept a beta of the operating system, it doesn't mean that the applications that you rely on every day, or however often, wow, words are hard, however often you use them, will be able to take either advantage or even run on a new unfinished operating system. So just be careful.
Yeah. I keep my operating systems up to date, so I'm very careful about that. I keep my devices aren't pressed. I don't do layers of stuff in my workflow. I kind of go into one, then go into the other, then go into one. And I keep my equipment new. That's kind of my kick, when new equipment. So my hardware's new. I think if you're running, 3 or 4 phone versions of hardware in the past, you're going to more likely run into problems if you're running betas, because it hasn't been fully attested across all the devices. So I think I can speak confidently about it because the way my setup is, and the way I use the equipment. So I again, cautionary tale for other folks.
Yeah, you would be.
But you're missing all the cool stuff. You're missing all the cool stuff.
You would be aghast at everything I have running right now. I mean, there is a crap ton of stuff running on this desktop machine. And it's kind of a testament to how robust the operating system is and how well the hardware is, that it is doing. I mean, I'm running Hindenburg to record audio. I'm running Farrago. I'm running Ecamm. I'm running Chrome. What else? I got messages going. I got like all this stuff going on. And the hardest part is figuring out the screen real estate for everything. Yeah, other than that, it's like, okay, it just does it. Oh, anything else before we move on, Dave?
Nope, we're good.
Okay. Under the should Apple make a fitness band or ring category, this is something that Marty put in. The Apple Watch is basically the king of wearables, but what if you're looking for health tracking without the extra screen, the nightly charging, or those annoying notifications? Garmin just launched the Circa Smart Band, and that's CIRQA, and it's really heating up the market for these low-profile screen-free gadgets. So should Apple jump in with a smart ring or fitness band to work alongside the watch instead of just replacing it? And since Marty was the one who put this in, we're going to start with him.
Well, it's an untapped market for Apple, and there have been rumors and patent-like things in the past that Apple has nailed down about having a ring. I've got one of those Oura rings, and it supplements information for me. I can wear it when I sleep. I don't want to wear a watch when I sleep. It's just too much with lights and with notification. And I can shut all that stuff off, but frankly, focus is a pain in the butt to me. And so this thing gathers information while I sleep. It doesn't get in the way. And I particularly wear it on the left hand, third finger, like a wedding band, because I'm too fat for my wedding band now. So this acts
Not
as a
me.
good substitute.
Yeah, I actually
Ironically,
lost mine, so
ironically, my wife has not even commented on it. I'm not even sure she knows. Well, she probably figures
Oh,
that's some device, but she hasn't commented that I'm wearing it as a substitute wedding band.
But what will she say when she hears this podcast, Marty?
oh yeah, sure. She'll hear
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Okay. All right, Dave, how about you?
Yeah. I don't have much to say about this. It just the way it is. Um, when it comes to
Yeah,
that. So
I don't think Apple is going to make a band simply because they already have the watch.
yeah,
As
let Aura do it.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. As far as the Ring goes, I would never say never because they did a screenless iPod back in the day, and that turned out to be wildly popular. I mean I would and never did buy one, but it sold, it moved a lot of units. So I guess I'm not too surprised about that. But I wouldn't mind a Ring. I wouldn't mind a Ring.
Yeah, this Garmin band is $199
Wow. Okay, that's not bad. That's less
for
than a watch.
Yeah, but no notifications, none of the stuff that you would get a watch for. And it just acts passively and gathers a bunch of data that can then be. It also doesn't have a subscription. Apparently, there was a device called a Whoop that they had put out before. That was a basic band that required a subscription. This works with the Garmin app on your phone, which is to me kind of wild. It's sort of like, we're going to give you a screenless band. Then we're going to ask you to look at your data on a screen. So,
and make you pay for it.
Yeah, well, pay for the band, but not the subscription. Not on this, not on the Cirque.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was the Whoop that had a subscription. So.
See, that's just ridiculous. Sell the hardware. And if people want to sign up for a subscription service that does more than whatever the basic functions are that they bought a Ring or a band or whatever for, that's fine. But don't charge for the basics and let people decide whether they want to buy it or not. That's what I say. Anyway, let's move over to the main topic, which is going to be our recollections of Macstock. And Dave, I know you got a heart out, so we're gonna start with you.
Oh, I think it was just an absolutely phenomenal weekend. Started with In Touch with iOS, having the 10th anniversary. Thank you, Guy, for being my kind of producer, I guess we would call you.
Well, based on the output, I wouldn't hire me, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's okay. we got audio. That's all I could have cared about. I mean, as much as I wanted to like the video, it was okay. And my wife surprised me with a nice little placard that commemorated that, and she had even had cookies with the logo on. Everybody got to enjoy. So it was really kind of. She was very sweet doing that.
That
so
was really nice.
I'm not going to recap everything, but yeah, she's a sweetheart. And then Thursday we had the Ecamm Creator Camp. That was great, as well as then Friday through Sunday was Macstock, and a lot of amazing maybe amazing speeches and talks, and it was even with Mike showing us how to repurpose the PowerPC Mac and putting Linux on it, and with his mad scientist outfit. That was fun, and all the other ones were really great too. And the big event, the big part of it was David Pogue, and he was so gracious with his time. It was amazing. What a really nice guy, and he was in his element. He loved the fact he's in a conference and he knows everybody knows about Apple, and he even said that. And talked. I mean, he went through his book from how he started it to how he published it, all the other stuff, and then plus he offered sending some addendums that he did, and we if you just emailed him, and he sent it right away. And I've had him on my show. He's just very, very gracious. He was very gracious with his time. The funny part was when he called out that we what was it that we talked about? What was it? I can't remember now. Wasn't it the?
Yeah. I can't
remember
remember
what
either. I asked him the question about what was the piece that he wanted to tell us later on that he couldn't tell us about his conflict with Steve Jobs or a issue with Steve Jobs.
Oh, right.
And
What?
then
Somebody
he
had a
talked
problem with
about
Steve
it.
Jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when he was caught up in the Steve Jobs excitement where he could do no wrong and wound up kind of not getting what he expected back from Steve Jobs.
Oh no, I remember it now. I brought up the fact that I loved his audiobook. I enjoyed it even more when
Yeah.
instead of just reading the physical book. And I had said that I love the sidebars you did because he was just every so often as you progress through the audiobook, he would have some great sidebars to listen to side stories that you won't see in the book. And he says, "Oh," and he says, "Oh, thanks for bringing that up." And he said, "I think I mentioned that on the podcast." And then I remember Jeff Gamet calling out, "Well, I just want to make sure you know that the podcast that did that was in touch with iOS with Dave Ginsburg." A few guys were there. You saw that. You remember that now. So that was good. And just going on down the line, yeah. I mean, Mike Schmitz was great. Marty, you did a great job with the sessions or the workshop. Considering what the audience difficulties with another session going on, we won't get into that. But I think we had some great sessions.
Oh, I will get into that. Don't worry about it.
I'll let you get it. But you did great with that. Yeah. And I was the one that closed the event, and I was like, at first I was like, why am I closing this event? I've always like at least done it at least Friday or Saturday, but it was really fitting. Everybody cheered on me and about my anniversary with In Touch with iOS, and it flowed really well, and I thought it was a great ending, and I kept it shorter than it should have been, and the people think we're happy with that because we were running a half hour late. So, but it was a lot of fun, and got really good compliments on my show as well as a lot of everybody else's. Dave Hamilton was great, and Mike T. Rose was great. Yeah, so it was just, I think it was one of the best ones, and I think it was a much more highly attended because I think David Pogue helped a little by him being there. So
there was a lot of people there. All right. What about you, Marty? What were your recollections?
I, from the start, being able to be part of Dave's panel for his 10th year, I think was really exciting. Getting there and being part of that, and being so aware of how his wife Kathy had helped set all of that up. And it wasn't, when I walked into the room, it wasn't as I would have expected it to be, but Kathy and Dave created a great presence for a live audience for people who came to see that. And it was a nice experience. The creator camp got me thinking about a lot of things in terms of using Ecamm the next day. And I think overall the presentations at this Macstock were really up to game. Were really over the top. There are a few I probably would have or could have done without, and I think we find that with every conference that we go to. But overall, they were really top-notch presentations, and I had an opportunity to do something different. Dave alluded to in the evening, a little bit of. I think I was hamstrung by the fact that people had 2 through sometimes 3 full days before we got to that point of conferencing. So people wanted to get out. The Saturday program during the day ran long, so dinner got started late for folks. People went out to dinner on a Saturday night, which was crowded. And that created some traffic flow. And then unbeknownst to the coordinator, Mike Potter, on this, someone created some alternative programming during the time and literally was pulling people into the room to participate in the alternative program. So I'd vex that person 1,000 bad little paper cuts. It just felt like a really poor move on that individual to not consider what else was going on, and a little bit narcissistic from the person's point of view. But Dave was there. Guy, you were there for a bit, and you were exhausted.
I was.
You were exhausted, but the process worked. The thing that I was going to do worked, and that's all the important. I think it has a place in Macstock should Mike want to do that again. It was really about the community. Yeah.
And
really, everybody loved interacting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike is really, really good at keeping the conference fresh. So it's not like, okay, it's going to be the same kind of panels, and it's going to be the same kind of evening events, and it's going to be, the same this, the same that. And it wasn't. Every single year, there is always different things happening either in the evenings or during the daytime that keep a small conference like this fresh. I think about, Dave's 10th anniversary for In Touch with iOS. And considering that was a Wednesday night before anything was actually happening at all, you had a great crowd there. I was honestly, I was a little surprised as many people turned up as they did.
Me too.
Just
with little advertising, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that helps too. But just because it was kind of off the beaten track. It was before everything was really kind of going to get started. The addition of eCam kind of made it so that some people who normally wouldn't have come until Thursday night showed up on Wednesday night, even if they weren't going to eCamp, because they knew that there were things going on. And I think that really, really helped in keeping the atmosphere light and making it so that it was just fun. Going into the creator camp, I was really sorry that Katie couldn't be there, because I was looking forward to meeting her.
We missed Katie.
She gave me so much help in getting eCam set up, just the program itself. And I wanted to thank her, and I'll thank her publicly here. Thank you, Katie. It was greatly appreciated, everything that you did for me. And of course, Doc Rock and some of his eCam cohorts, they took
great
to the stage like a bonfire. They came out, and all of them just really knew the topics that they were talking about. There were several things, and one of the things that it has led to was my experimenting right now, as a matter of fact, with live streaming with eCam instead of just doing it the way that I normally do. And going into Friday, there were some great speakers. I really appreciated, I never would have thought that someone could make spreadsheets fun until Allison Sheridan came up and was talking about all the different spreadsheet things. She got more interaction talking about spreadsheets than some other people did during their entire presentation. She was constantly getting feedback from people. Well, it doesn't work that way in Numbers. It doesn't work that way in Excel, and going back and forth. It was great to see all. And you don't think of a spreadsheet program as having fanboys. You don't think of that. But there were some definite fanboys of either Numbers or Excel there. And and you're all wrong, of course. The best one is Sheets. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
And of course, David Pogue, he came out and he was singing and playing the piano. He had like a little electric piano up there doing Apple related show tunes, which was just hysterical, as well as afterwards when he was signing copies of his book. He was there until after midnight. signing books. And, you know, I can't imagine when you think about how much an author makes off of a hard copy of his book, it's not much. The publisher really gets the lion's share of it. And he probably sold between 100 and 150 books. As far as time goes, I don't think he made his money on it, but he was kind enough and he was gracious enough to stay until every single person that wanted one had a signed copy. And he came out off the desk and took pictures with people. I mean, it was very gracious of him to spend that much time. And of course, then all of the talks that they had over the weekends, the 3 to 4 meals that I had at Petrelli's, what is it? Petrelli's?
Portillo's.
I can never remember the name of that place. By the time I went for the 3rd time, I was like, I'm not coming back here.
I know. I can have it anytime I want. I just, after the 2nd time, forget this. I'm not coming back here again.
Yeah. And then of course we had the wonderful meal Sunday night at Jameson's.
Yes.
Jameson, and then the next morning at the Pancake House place.
Richard Walker.
Richard Walker. Yeah. And we were all
That
confused
was
over
great.
whether that was associated with Watership Down, which is an entirely another story that we're not going to get into here. But, you know, it was like not the end of an era when we came out of the Pancake House, but it was like, oh man, it is now officially over and everybody has to pack their crap and go home. And it was like, oh, that's so sad. I mean, I had everything already packed in my car and it was like, okay, now I get to drive back to DC. And I got pretty far coming home. I got all the way to Morgantown, West Virginia after leaving Woodstock. What town is that?
Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake. And, you know, I want to relate something that happened when I stopped for the night because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have worked, especially growing up in Florida, many service jobs where, you know, you're providing services to people who, for the most part, just kind of, you know, look right through you as you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. I got to the hotel in Morgantown, and it was a Marriott associated property. It's kind of blanking on my mind which one it was, but it was after 10 o'clock when I walked in, and I was, you know, getting the room from the very kind woman that was checking me in, and I asked her about getting something to eat because I hadn't eaten since probably 10 hours before. And she was like, yeah, everything is kind of closed, but if you drive down to, you know, this area, you can go to that restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And I was so tired. It was like, you know, I think I'm just going to go up to the room. And they had like a little restaurant in the hotel. And she was like, I'm just about to make my dinner. Would you like some chicken nuggets and fries? And I was like, oh my God, yes, I would like some chicken nuggets and fries. And so she made me, it was more like chicken tenders and fries, along with like a little bit of sauce. And I was taking my wallet out and she was like, oh no, you don't have to do that. I was going to do it anyway. And, you know, it was such a step above and beyond the normal kind of service that you would get at a hotel that, you know, I really wanted to say just how kind this woman was. And the fact that you're working a service job where you don't get a whole lot of credit for just being a nice person because people don't see you. But she saw me. She knew, maybe I reminded her of her grandfather or something. She was probably like in her early 20s. But she was just so nice. And it just put a cap on the Macstock experience for me because I just spent 5 days with some of the people that I just love dearly. And, you know, just being around all of them just kind of boosts you up a little bit. And something else that happened that was funny, and then we'll move on from this.
I'm gonna actually need to drop, but
oh well, then why don't you go ahead and give us
Okay.
your contact information, Dave, and then we'll sadly say goodbye.
yeah, sorry. You can find me at In Touch with iOS, intouchwithios.com, YouTube channels, youtube.com/intouchwithios. I'm on Neo Notebook Sundays, Vision Profiles Mondays, Mac Voice Live Tuesdays, record the show on Thursdays, and the Tech Hangout. And I'm on BlueSky Mastodon. It's at Dave Ginsburg because I've changed it. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks, Dave. I really appreciate you being on the show today.
Yes, thanks everybody. Bye. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay. Hey, Gaz. I'm not going to bother to change it at this point.
Yeah.
When that kind of energy that you get especially at a small conference where a lot of people knew each other. And I know that when I talk about the Macstock conference, one of the things that I always mentioned was the sense of community that there was at this conference and other small conferences that are like it. If you've never been to Macstock, next year, as it's coming up, because it's always in July so far, anyway, over the last 10 years, consider coming, because if you're like really into Mac stuff or Apple stuff or what have you, even just tech in general, it's a great place to hang out with a lot of like-minded people.
Yeah. It's something that I've been to 9 of them, I think, and I missed the first one and then found out about it and decided I was going to take the risk of coming to the second one, and that was a good experience for me. And I'm generally a shy person, believe it or not. I don't like to put myself out there, and I'm clutching my pearls right now, if you don't know. And so it takes me a while to kind of get comfortable and to meet people. And I often say things that feel uncomfortable as they're coming out of my mouth when I'm meeting new people. So there's that awkwardness of it, but that melts away pretty quickly with Macstock. And so I would encourage people to be there. And everyone's been at every one of the Macstocks has been a different experience. And I take to heart what you said, that Mike keeps adding new things in or new concepts in, and that's really kind of kept it fresh. Yeah. So it's not Chuck Joyner doing the same presentation that he does every year. Chuck doesn't do that, but no. I just had to call Chuck out. That it is too. Everybody brings something new, even if they're presenters that have presented before. So
a couple of things that happened that I thought were funny. Chuck was doing a presentation on how to kind of expand your mobile desktop, and he had lots of devices to show. And one of them was this monitor. And before he went onto the stage, he'd stopped by where I was sitting and asked if, after he got done talking about it, if I would come up, take the monitor, and pass it around so that everybody could see it. And right after he finished talking about it, I got up out of my seat. And between that moment and getting to the stage where he handed me the monitor, the idea of what I did came into my head. Now, what I did was, he was talking about how light this was and how portable it was and all this. And as soon as he handed it to me, I just fell backwards onto the stage on my back, struggling to get this monitor up so that I could take it out and pass it around. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people who know some of the struggles, the physical and health struggles that I've been through, thought that was real. And they became very concerned. And as I'm passing this around, they're all like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And it was like, "No, it was just a gag. It's okay. I'm fine."
I saw the pratfall. I saw the pratfall when it happened, and I'm like,
good.
this is ingenious, and I know he's not harmed.
No,
but
it was fine.
yeah.
The other thing that happened, and I don't want to say her name, she came up to me on Sunday, and she looked at me and says, "You know, there's a lot of people here who are very protective of you." And when she said that to me, I was like, well, wait a second. I'm like almost the tallest person here. You know, I'm not a small person. And of all the people, it was like, why would you need to be protective of me? But what had happened was she'd asked a few people for my email address because she wanted to contact me about a thing that, you know, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but it could. And they wouldn't give her the email address. They were like, you should probably ask Guy for that. And I have lots of, as you do, you know, we all have lots of email addresses, and I'm pretty open about almost all of them. And it was like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll give you my email address. It's not a big deal. And I gave her one of the ones, because I mean, I have some that I barely look at, and then I have others that I pay more attention to. And I gave her one of the ones that I pay more attention to. But it just kind of struck me as funny that, you know, all of these people who are my friends were wondering why this person wanted my email address. And we're like, no, you got to ask Guy. And it was multiple people, I guess, who had turned her down on giving the email address. But
why didn't she come to you in the first place?
I might not have been in the room. By the time Sunday came around, I needed some nappy time, especially after lunch, you know. So I would go back to the room and kind of like, okay, I'm gonna just sit here for a second, lie here for a second, and just relax. And so I'm guessing I wasn't in the room when she was thinking about it. But it was quite touching that, you know, that all of these people who've known me either as, you know, on or off the podcast, you know, going back to the My Mac podcast days, would feel so protective. And it really kind of, it touched me. It did touch me a little bit. But let's move.
Perhaps they didn't want to help her. They are really
times before.
Cruel, insensitive people.
Okay, well, we're going to slide right over to, which one are we going to here? Gaz's tips. Yeah, I had to remember which one it was.
Hit it. Gaz's tips. Mostly. Gaz's
This is another one that I need like
Gaz's
a little movie
tips.
for.
It's time for Gaz's tip.
Okay. When using S-Lady AI, don't think of questions that you want to ask. Think instead of tasks that you want to do. Instead of, can you make this doctor appointment and then add items to a list? Say things like, make this appointment for the doctor at this time in my schedule, and put eggs, butter, and cheese in a grocery list, or whatever it is that you want to add to a list. Because that's, as I understand it, from what I've been reading, that's more along the lines of how S-Lady is supposed to work now.
Right.
Yep. Would you agree with that, Marty?
I would agree with that by vigorously nodding my head, even though I have bad vertigo.
Yeah, not even just nodding. He is vigorously nodding with vertigo.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Okay, so that's Gaz's tips for this week. If you would like to support the show, go on over to ko-fi.com/MacPettit and buy me a coffee. If you want to donate through PayPal, that would be paypal.me/MacPettit. We don't really have much in the way of feedback this week that I've been able to find. But if you would, you could do something just crazy, like a bumper. And if you don't know what a bumper is, it's like a 5 to 10 second little audio snippet that you can say whatever it is that you want about the GMen, and we will play it. We will play it on the show. Please keep it between 5 to 10 seconds. And if you must use naughty words marker, then they will be beeped. And one of the things that you will get anytime you interact with this show in a significant way, you will get something that we like to call a woody. And if you don't know what a woody is, that's a big W, big O, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark. That's a woody. And it will change your life. Marty, if people wanted to contact you and said, what made you believe that you actually wanted to be part of the madness of the GMen show, how would they do it?
Oh, easy. They can contact me at Gencius, Gencius, on any of the socials. If you want to know a little bit more of the work that I do, the podcasts that I'm not only on, but also podcasts that I produce, like Vision Profiles, the Neo Notebook, Fade to Chat, 15-Minute Bites, which Guy has appeared on.
I have.
Go to thepodtalk.net, and that will give you the lineup of what I'm avoiding work by doing.
That's a good way to put it. If you would like to contact the GMen, you can send us an email to the GMen Show, GMenShow at iCloud.com. You can contact me over on the Twacksters as either MacPettit or VertShark. Same thing with Skies of Blue. I am MacParrot and VertShark. Gaz can be found over on Mastodon as Gazmaz at c.im, and of course also on the Skies of Blue. And we have a combined account, Guy and Gaz, over there on Twackster and, shocker, Skies of Blue. So that is all the various ways that you can contact us through social media or through email. But wait, there's more. We also have...
This woman could not find your address.
I don't know. We have a Google Voice number.
Guy has a Google Voice number. The G-Men want your call. Call him now.
Yeah, you can call us right now, though won't be on until next week anyway. That number is 703-828-4677. Outside of the U.S., you add the country code, which for the U.S. is 1, and then the number, and you may incur charges if you dial it directly. And if you don't remember that number, here's a little jingle to help you.
703-828-4678.
That's right, Marty. 703-828-46. That is the number that you call. And if you're watching the video, it's right down there at the very bottom of the screen.
That sounds like a farmer's wife commercial. It
kind of does. Well, it was all made in a particular. I'm not going to give them free stuff. A particular AI that does music stuff. And I don't do. I don't release anything commercially because that's just not right. Some of the other stuff that I do, of course, I try to get on Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices on Tuesday nights. And of course, Dave Ginsburg's, that's kind of hard for me to say for some reason, In Touch with iOS on Thursday nights. Those are both at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some of Marty's stuff when he loses all sense of judgment and decides to have me on for something, as well as Guy's Daily Drive, which is an archive of the ones that I recorded while driving to work from like 2018 until 2023, something like that. And the ever so sad Tales from the AI Verse, which is still only at 2 episodes. Even I've got most of the work done. All the writing is done. Intros are done. I just cannot seem to get myself going on creating more tales from the AI verse. I think at this point, I'm just kind of enjoying saying that I only have 2 episodes out. So that's been it's been like a year now at this point. You know, this is the sad part of the show, Marty, where we have to say goodbye to all of these fine people. And I wanted to say that, all kidding aside, I am greatly appreciative of the fact that you take the time to download and listen to the GMen show. And I think that this week, especially with you and Dave, that we were good enough. And with you and Dave, we were definitely smart enough.
Smart enough
That doggone it. Woof, woof, wolf, 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 wolf. People like us. And I don't have any fresh dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
So one thing I forgot to do as I was getting ready for the show. So no dad jokes this week, but thank you all for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on home and go home.